What's up, everyone? I want to go over the trades we took today. This is day 3 of trading the new funded account until, of course, we get a payout, just to show everyone how possible it is, right? That's the aim of the series, to show everyone how to take a new account and go from 0 to payout. So let's take a look at these trades here. Let me take all of this off and show you what I was looking at today. We can see price has finally started to retrace a bit again, because being at all-time highs since, I don't know when, since the start of the week, even last week, has been torture pretty much, because there was no trades at all. So we started to retrace today, which is nice to see. We had taken the previous daily high already as we went into New York session. The previous daily low was still intact. Looking at sort of the 4-hour, there wasn't much to see. To be fair, on the 1-hour, neither. The 15-minute is where it got interesting, because we can see on the 15-minute we had this 15-minute bearish zone that I was very much interested in. I was very interested in this. However, price dropped to the previous daily low without tapping into the zone. So we had this entire move, which I essentially missed. But there was no valid trade for me to take, so I didn't miss it. It was just not in my plan to take a trade there. Then we saw this V-shaped recovery here. I mean, you can see straight away price shoots back up. So I was thinking, okay, potentially we might go bullish from here, right? So we were kind of stuck in between bearishness and bullishness. Now, if we look at ES, we can see ES shot up way higher, even kind of having a change in the change in the state of delivery on the 5-minute and even on the 15-minute, right? It shot up, closed above here, which kind of confirmed to me, okay, potentially we might go bullish. However, we had this 15-minute FEG on ES and this 15-minute FEG on NQ, right? And both of these were still being respected. So I did not want to take buys unless this gets disrespected, and unless this gets closed above at the time. Now, what I was looking at is this 5-minute FEG, bullish FEG. So I was saying, and of course, I was saying this all live on stream, so you can go onto the channel and check that out as well if you want to, but I will go over all the trades now as well, so don't worry. We had this 5-minute bullish FEG. Price tapped into it, so I was thinking, okay, either price closes below this and I am then interested in taking sells, targeting this low, or price shoots up from here and I am interested in taking buys, potentially, right, targeting the London highs, which were still intact, and of course the Asian highs, which would be all-time high again then at that point, but nevertheless, that's what I was thinking. Now, you can then see here the candle at 10:15. And also to this, I want to say, you can see the 4-hour candle. It moved up once it opened, tapping into this 15-minute, and then it started moving down, right? So in my opinion, in my eyes, potentially what we had is an open, high, low, close candle, which right now it looks like that might even happen. So I was looking for sells. Now, when this FEG got closed below, turning this into a 5-minute inversion, I hopped down onto the 1-minute and looked for setups. Now, this was not a perfect setup here. Essentially, price came back up here, tapped into the zone. What happened was on ES, we took this high, right? So there was S&T there as well, which kind of made my case stronger. However, there was no inverse fair value gap in this move. However, I still decided to take this trade as this candle closed. My execution was a bit shit. I kind of executed too late, so I was executed down here or something, which wasn't great. I had my stop loss here and my target here. Not a horrible trade, but also not a great one, right? Not a horrible trade, but not a great one either, because there was no internal, there was no inverse fair value gap on the 1 minute, I mean, but that's fine. Also, one thing that was wrong about this trade, as you can also see, it was taken in the discount of this range. And I don't usually have a huge problem taking trades in the discount as continuation, but you need to keep in mind that there was another 5 minute bullish fair value gap here. So price could have continued up from here, right? And that's something that should have probably stopped me from taking the trade, because it wasn't that high probability, simply because we still had this big 5 minute fair value gap down here bullish, and we were in the discount. So the sells weren't as high probability here. However, I still decided to take the risk. I got taken out for a 1R loss. Fine, right? What happened then is that this 1 minute fair value gap, which had opened, got inversed, right? It got inversed by this candle here. Now, at that moment, if we look at ES also, ES was continuing higher here. ES had taken out this 1 minute structure and was continuing higher. So I was looking at NQ thinking, okay, maybe this can go higher as well. I was looking at this to get closed above, essentially. And what I then saw was that we also created bullish SMT here, right? You can see that here. ES did not take this low, and ES continued higher, and then NQ also continued higher from here. After taking this liquidity level, it also continued higher. So I was thinking, okay, this looks pretty good for a buy. We have the inverse fair value gap on the 1 minute. I want to see a strong move out of this, and then I want to take a buy. So price moved up here with this strong candle. After this candle closed so strongly, I took a buy here. On this one, I was pretty lucky with my execution, because I executed it on the next candle kind of around here, with my stop loss here. And now here's the thing. Where can I target on this? I can target up here. Yes, this is a 5R trade. This is a crazy RR trade, but as you probably know, I'm not into huge RR. I usually trade 1 to 1 to 1 to 2, right? That's kind of what I trade. I don't need 1 to 5 RR. I'd rather have a high win rate with a bit of a lower RR than having a lower win rate with a high RR. So what was I looking at? I was seeing, okay, ES is starting to take out these liquidity levels and it's moving higher. So if on ES we take this high, I will definitely close the trade. Now, what happens? We continue higher, we continue higher, we continue higher. Now, on ES, what happens then is we take all of these highs, right? There's so many highs there. And this is where kind of this is where your intuition kind of kicks in. When you have the sort of experience I have, my intuition kicked in, my discretion kicked in, saying, we've taken so much liquidity in this move. I am currently at 1.5 RR in this trade, which is good. I was even at 1.6 at that moment, which is good enough. That's perfectly fine for me. That's usually what I aim for, right? Around 1.5 to 1 to 2 or something. And ES is taking all this. ES is taking all this liquidity. I'm going to close out this trade here. So I closed out this trade right here at 1.6 RR. And you can see what happened after that. We smashed through the potential stop loss, right? Or at that point, I was in break even, right? We smashed through break even. So that's really where my discretion as a trader came in, where kind of the experience I've gathered in the market told me, just exit this trade, take the profit, be in profit for the day, right? I mean, I'm 0.6 R in profit now for the day. And that's perfectly fine with me. I'm content with that. The market conditions in this week, in this month in general, have been less than good. The US government is still in a shutdown. So I'm perfectly fine with taking this. and I'll be back tomorrow on the charts. We'll see if anything happens there. We'll stay careful as long as the government is shut down, right? And I'll see you all on the live streams.